Good morning. It is April 9th, Thursday. So, I've been getting on the scale, kind of checking myself as each day goes by. Last week when I weighed in, I came in at 491. I was totally shocked and surprised about that. And, there was a part of me in my mind thinking that maybe that's a fluke. Maybe something I did caused me to go down, but maybe it was just something that just happened just for that one day. But no, my weight has actually maintained at 491. It did kind of bump up a little bit over the weekend, which usually happens. I do, when I'm not at work, I do tend to snack a little bit more than I should. But even then, my weight only went up to 492, and then since Monday, it's been holding steady at 491. So I'm hopeful and I'm excited about tomorrow's weigh-in. I'm hoping that at the very least, if I can hold it, I want to do that, but if not, I'm really wanting to get down there. I want to start touching the 480s. So that's my plan. My plan is today, after eating lunch, I'm going to go ahead and not eat anything else the rest of the night, kind of like I've been doing typically, the last few Thursdays. And then when I get on that scale tomorrow morning, when I get up, I'm going to see what those results are, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually this is one of those few weigh-ins I'm actually excited about seeing what this will do, because I really want to get out of the 490s. I've been saying it for weeks now. I want to get as far away from the 500s as possible, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what tomorrow's going to bring in terms of weight loss. So we're going to check it out, and I will get with you tomorrow. So until then, just hang in there. We're gonna see what happens, and then I'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care.
Hello. It's ready.
All right.
489.8 pounds.
489. All right, that's good. That's good. Let's see if we can duplicate that result. That's good. That's good. All right, come on.
Goodbye. Hello. It's ready.
One more time.
$489.4 pounds.
There we go. 489. Good morning. It is Friday, April 10th. So I got on the scale this morning, and my weight is now out of the 490s. As of this morning, I'm at 490. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm at 489 pounds. So I'm getting further away from 500. This is something I'm happy about. I am going to push further to get further away from the 490s, though, and it's going to be a never-ending battle. But I'm gonna keep pushing for it. I want to do that. That's something I'm really, really happy about. So, and I've noticed a few more differences. I've noticed now I've been able to stand up even longer than I have before, which is good. I've been feeling somewhat more energetic. Been feeling like I can walk circles around the office a bit more, and so that's something else. And then, there have been times I've even gone to the grocery store and had to walk all the way back to the store, at the back of the store, to get something, and walk all the way back up to the front. I've been able to do that. Now, I've been having to take it easy at times because, like, Walmart's pretty big and spread out, especially when you go to them super centers. Not the neighborhood markets, but the super centers where they're real big and you have to go all the way to the very back to get stuff. one time I went in there to get a thing of yogurt, and wouldn't you know it, it's all the way at the back of the store. So I go back there, get it, walk to the front, and then of course I'm parked on the opposite side, so that makes even more for more walking, which, you know, it's good. But by the time I got back to the front, up through the checkouts and back out to the up to the front of the store, I had to sit down on a bench because my back was starting to hurt a little bit. It's not so much my back, but mostly my hips will start getting sore as I'm walking, because I guess I just haven't done it quite as much as I used to. So I did have to sit down and recover for a few minutes, and then after a few minutes I was good to go. I got up and walked all the way back to all the way to my truck in the parking lot. So, you know, I'm noticing things, and that's good. I just want to keep the weight loss going. And you know, something else that's interesting too is, if I'm not mistaken, I think my doctor's office, the weight capacity on their scale is 475 pounds, and I'm, as of this morning, at 489. So that's encouraging. I mean, if I can actually go to the doctor's office and step on their scale and weigh in without it giving me an error message, I'm going to be happy about that. So, you know, I don't have a. I know last year I set a short-term goal of losing 100 pounds in 1 year, and I achieved that. But since then I have not set a short-term goal for myself going forward, because, well, I've been really having a hard time getting away from the 100-pound mark. And I mean, as of today, I've lost a total since the very beginning. I've lost a total of 122 pounds. So started at 6'11", and I'm down to 489 pounds. But you know, I've just got to keep taking it further. I've got to keep going. And I may have mentioned it before in other videos, but my goal, my overall goal, I've got two of them. The ultimate end goal, I would love to get down to 220 pounds. That's what I weighed when I graduated high school. The way I put it is, I had the look of a light heavyweight in a heavyweight's body. You know, because I was able to carry it so well. But do I see myself getting to that? You know, if I'm being realistic, I mean, I'm not saying it isn't possible. Yeah, I think if I put in, if I really push myself, I could probably get to that point and do that. You know, it's possible. Realistically, maybe not. But if I could get myself down between the range of 250 to 280 pounds, I would be comfortable with that. I'm not saying that's where I want to end up, but I would be comfortable. I would feel so much more at ease if I was within that range of weight. And you know, and I've said it also before in previous videos, what I want to do as a weight loss reward, and I've mentioned it to a few friends, but if I can get my weight down within that range, I want to start training. I want to start, and when I say training, I'm talking about I want to start training to do professional wrestling. I know I am 48 years old. That is not exactly, that's usually the age when people like John Cena or AJ Styles and some of these others that are about my age, they start looking to retire. And yes, I know that. I'm not talking about being a big star that quits my day job and goes and performs and sells out arenas like Madison Square Garden, you know, or places like that. No, I'm not talking about doing that. I'm just talking about getting into it. Maybe do one match, just one match. I would love to get into one match, even if it means me having to take a pinfall loss and staring up at the lights. It's something to say, hey, I got out there and I did it. And then, you know, maybe not necessarily train as a wrestler. Okay, yeah, train to take the bumps, train to take the hits, train to fall down, all that stuff. That would be cool. I would love to do that. But, you know, maybe not as a wrestler, but how about, you know, maybe as a manager, a heel manager. I love the idea of being a bad guy, you know, just not in real life, okay, you know, but you know, to me, I've always found bad guys more more interesting, more complex, and I've always liked that. Then there's the maybe the possibility of being a referee. Think that's something I would like to do on the side, part time, keeping myself grounded in reality. Not having my head up in the clouds, thinking, oh yes, I'm going to make it big. At age 48, and of course, we got to be realistic too, because this weight loss is not going to come off in just a quick amount of time. I did okay when I first started. I was able to get off a good bit pretty quickly, but realistically, no. I'll probably be into my 50s by the time this happens, if I can make it happen, And who knows? I may get into the training and may not be able to handle it. So, there's that. But you never know until you try, really. So, but anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself. The idea is just to keep going at the rate I'm going, keep losing the weight, and then when we get there, that's something we're gonna check out. So, anyway, again, I want to give a shout out to Lucky Link Peptides. Look them up if you're looking for weight loss. Peptides can help. And that's what it's doing for me. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I'm gonna close by saying, keep pushing, keep fighting, and never give up. And I'll catch you. Oh, I was about to close out, but there was something else too I was gonna say. All right. So I've been noticing that I can stand up longer and all this, but one thing I am actually going to do, I'm planning to do this tomorrow, and again, this all goes on according to how I feel, which usually, and things are looking good, so I'm gonna give this a try. But I don't do a whole lot of cooking, I might throw something in the microwave, I might put something in the oven, let it sit for so many minutes, and then wait till it beeps, pull it out, and eat it, whatever. But I am actually going to try to make spaghetti for my wife. I don't do a whole lot of cooking, and standing over the stove and all that, it puts a strain on my back. So we're going to try this tomorrow, and I'm going to see how this goes, because if I can do that, that's great. I'll know I'm on the right track. But I told her, I said, when you do the grocery order, get the ingredients for the spaghetti, because I've only made spaghetti maybe, I don't know, two times that I can remember. She says I made it for her back when we first started dating. I don't remember that. But we're going to give it a try, So, but anyway, again, I'm going to go ahead and close by saying, keep pushing, keep fighting, and never give up. And I'll see you next time.